Since 2001, it's estimated that 1.5 million U.S. troops have been deployed to support military operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. But the rate of brain injuries in soldiers returning from the Middle East appears to be higher than expected. In fact, 18 to 20% of returning servicemen and women have sustained a traumatic brain injury, or TBI, caused by blast explosions.
People with TBI often experience fatigue, memory and cognitive issues. They may experience such physical symptoms such as ringing in the ears, balance and vestibular issues, as well as noise and light sensitivity. There may also be some behavioral differences. They may be more apt to be angry or depressed. The reason these injuries are so prevalent is a result of the current wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. IEDs, or improvised explosive devices, are a lot of what's happening on the ground, and soldiers are at risk of that every time they go out and travel with their units, and so they're more apt to be exposed to that.
According to military experts, TBI has been labeled a signature injury of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, but the medical condition often goes undetected or is misdiagnosed.
TBI really is known as the silent epidemic. Somebody may look normal, they may move normal, but they may not feel or think normal. And so it's often misdiagnosed or missed as a result of that. It's not until family members or friends notice a difference. It could be that it affects their executive skills or their cognitive function. Perhaps they're struggling with keeping their appointments organized, where before they were able to remember, okay, I need to go to work and then I have to do these tasks, or I have these appointments going on.
Medical professionals say returning soldiers with TBI often do not understand the full extent of their injuries and need support. Many do not realize post-war adjustment can be difficult for themselves as well as their families.
Some of the challenges that they face are suicidal tendencies. They also could possibly suffer financial issues. They also could be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. They also could be in a situation where they could be homeless, as well as feeling really actually like strangers in their own home, which causes family crisis.
Many believe the key to helping returning soldiers with TBI from falling through the cracks is to provide a variety of support services and resources. Operation TBI Freedom, developed by Denver Options, is a long-term, one-on-one customized care program that links military personnel and their families to vital community services.
Denver Options experience has shown us that we need to work with not only the soldier but also their family. So we'll do an intake where we meet with every member and talk about what are the needs that are most important to the individual. Most people come to our program in a crisis state, so we originally look at, do they need help with suicide education, mental health needs, financial assistance, housing. Once we kind of get that situation stabilized, then we'll look at longer term options to make sure they get those. And we constantly are updating those plans to make sure that it really meets their needs at that point in time.
I think when you treat the whole person, or you treat TBI, you treat the whole person and the whole family, and by providing that education and support early on and helping them identify what's really going on, that helps them gain the steps that they need to be more successful in life and to plan for a future. And it's been proven with early treatment that there are cognitive improvements.
In Colorado Springs, Fort Carson Military Base prepares soldiers for the battlefield. By 2013, it's expected to grow from 17,500 soldiers to 30,000, and 70% of these soldiers will return to the area, resulting in thousands of new cases of TBI.
With the increase in soldiers at Fort Carson, we feel as though the challenges are going to be very, very hard, but if they will ask for help, we can intervene in a quick manner and help them help themselves.
Ideally, we're looking for increased funding so that we can continue to serve the people in our program. We'd like to be able to work with individuals for up to 2 years, and we also know that there's a continuing need in the community. We get on average about 30 referrals per month. So there's a distinct need, and we need to be able to have services in place to address their needs as they come to us.
Denver Options put me in touch with a lot of other resources that I never knew were out there. One of them was Coalition to Support America's Heroes, and another one was Rebuilding America, which did a lot of home modifications to make life easier for both myself and my family. I had a wheelchair ramp put on in the back to make the house wheelchair accessible, and also had a stair lift put on the stairs, so making going up and down the stairs has been made a lot easier and safer.
One of the goals of Operation TBI Freedom is to provide a smooth transition back to civilian life for service members.
Soldiers often struggle with the civilian reintegration when they come back, and when they add to that the issues of having a traumatic brain injury, everything is much more confusing. When you have a professional such as a care coordinator who's knowledgeable about community resources and services, we can be there to assist the individual and their family to make those decisions and get connected to the right services. So if we can prevent a crisis from happening, it's going to be an easier transition. I think we all want someone that can walk us through that process and help us get to that next step.
A lot of the stuff I had no idea what I needed to do. I didn't know that there were things out there available to me. You know, I didn't know there was any help. There's nobody out there that's saying, hey, this is what's there, until I ran into Denver Options. They've helped me get back on track with my life and just provided guidance and direction, which is something I've been missing out on.
Operation TBI Freedom, and they've helped me establish myself and as a person again, and because I was really feeling not like a part of society anymore, and because I was so depressed, and got me and helped me get a place to where I could call home.
Susie, my dog, she's an important part of my life, because when I came back from Iraq, I didn't have almost no support from the Army or anybody, and when she jumped off the couch and dislocated her disc, I went to the emergency room and they told me either they can put her down or they needed surgery done, which is $6,000, and I did not have the funds at that time. So I called John, and he said, from the TBI organization in Denver, and he said he can see what he can do. So he called the local veterinarian hospital and talked to the doctor, and the doctor said he can help me out because there's a local organization who also helps out when you don't have the funds. So the next day, Susie was on the operation table, got operated on. Her disc was relocated and everything was okay.
Research has shown that 90% of military personnel with TBI can make a good recovery. By providing a combination of valuable services and support programs, Operation TBI Freedom is helping meet the needs and goals of these American heroes. To learn more about Operation TBI Freedom, visit operationtbifreedom.org or call 866-245-6600.